Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced playthrough. In the last episode, we were working on some thief abilities here for Tud. We are almost done with the Steel Helm ability. One more battle to complete that. Mont Blanc was also working on some thief abilities, the Steel Armor ability. Looks like about 2, maybe 3 more battles to complete that. Nexu was in the Paladin role. We were working on Knight Combo to allow Nexu to perform combos with other characters that also have the combo ability equipped. And Weapon Defense also for Nexu. Looks like that one is about 3 battles away. Then we have Kaif here in the White Monk role. In the last episode, we discovered that Kaif did not have the Air Render ability, so we definitely want to get that for Kaif as it is a very overpowered action. Utulio is working on the Snake ability. Almost completed here. One more battle, or even a send-away mission may be enough to finish that off. And finally, Leticia is in the Elementalist role, working on Earth Heal. Alright, let's check our missions here. We currently do not have any missions, and there do not appear to be any clan battles to participate in at the moment. Let's go ahead and go back to town here and see if there are any missions to take at the moment. There are a few. White flowers. Please bring me some of the flowers I planted on the Giza Plains. They're the only way to cheer my sister up since Mom died. Temel, Town Youth. So this mission does not have any special requirements, and looks like it gives a fair amount of gold. So let's go ahead and accept that mission here. There is a timer on it. We do have a 25-day window here. So we have to complete this mission before the 25th day when the mission would expire. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Oh, fantastic. Giza Plains is now also under attack, so we have a 2-for-1 here. Let's go ahead and do the story mission first. Story missions typically give less ability points than the clan turf battles do, so let's do the story mission, finish off anything we may be working on, and then switch over to the defense battle. Alright. First, let's take a look at the laws. No use of items or chivalry. Items shouldn't be a big deal. I don't have many characters in my party that can use items at the moment. The only issue will be Nexu. Nexu will not be able to use any of the Paladin abilities. Now, we're going to go ahead and switch Nexu's secondary over to Hunt. And I would also like to take off all of my counter abilities, just in case I see an enemy that I do not have, or rather a monster that I do not have in my monster bank. I will explain further in a moment. Let's go ahead and get our team set up here. Remove counter from the monk. And Utulio, I'm going to go ahead and set up on the far side here. Alright, so let's take a look at the enemies here. We have Dandrian, the Red Goblin. I actually do not have one of those yet, so I do look forward to adding the Red Goblin to my monster bank. We have Yavron, Bug. Atena, the Bug. Huin, the Bug. And Ramul, the Blue Goblin. Now, I do have a blue goblin in my monster bank already, so we do not need another one of those. I wonder where Temel planted those flowers. Something tells me we're about to find out. Alright, not much we can do on this first turn here, as pretty much every enemy is facing us. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to use Slip Rain on one of the bugs here. If I can slow them down in the turn order, that would be wonderful, because I don't want to kill them off just yet. Or at least not all of them. Alright, let's go ahead and use Air Render here. 55 damage, that's almost enough to take them out of the battle. Unfortunately, we missed. I think I'm going to go ahead and morph into a snake here. Alright, so let's actually take a look here. This is his current available movement. He would only be able to move into the water tile here in front of me, so I don't need to move. I can stay right there. Alright, let's try another air render here. This time was successful. Alright, so the blue goblin's going to go ahead and attempt to use Goblin Punch on my Morpher here. It will succeed, as shown by the reaction. 26 damage was applied to mana points. Alright, let's go ahead and take one of the three bugs out of this battle. Looks like Utulio will be taking another attack. 18 damage to the mana points this time. Unfortunately, still not enough damage on the Red Goblin to begin trying to capture. I am instead here going to attempt to disable one of the bugs. Alright, still no luck with debuffs, unfortunately. Okay, let's go ahead and use Air Render here, 90% chance to hit for 55 damage. And we got very lucky there, it went up to 60. Let's go ahead and attempt to turn the blue goblin into a frog. 70% chance to do so. If you lack the ability to put an enemy to sleep, the next best thing you can do is turn them into a frog. if your intention is to capture an enemy monster, since you cannot capture as the last action in a combat, keeping one other enemy left in the battle is necessary for adding to the monster bank. So by turning that opponent into a frog, I've essentially nullified any damage output that they might have, and weakened them to physical and magical attacks for easier removal from the battle, when the time comes for that. Successful hit with 1 damage there. Let's go ahead and begin putting some damage on the red goblin here. 24 damage with Blizzard. $26. Unfortunately, nowhere good to stand at the moment, so we're simply going to move a little closer. Oh, I don't like that spot exactly. Let's go here instead. Looks like another physical attack here. Utulio still has mana points, so no need to be concerned about taking damage here. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the second bug here. Looks like a melee attack on Mont Blanc. Luckily it missed. Alright, let's see how much damage we would do to the red goblin if we attempted an air render. It would not be fatal, so this is definitely in our favor here if it succeeds. 54, okay. That should put the red goblin down to a critical state, low enough for me to perform the capture action. 31 damage here. Unfortunately, my paladin's dodge is far too low to have evaded that. Poison Frog is not got enough distance to successfully hit the final remaining bug. Don't want to use Knight because that will hit my allies as well. Let's go ahead and remove the bug here. That leaves us with the Poisoned Frog and the Red Goblin. Doesn't necessarily matter whether you're in front of or behind the enemy that you want to capture, but in this instance I did move behind simply so the enemy couldn't move further away from my party in the event that I didn't succeed, but we did. We have now captured a red goblin, and we are good to take out the final enemy here. Another 1 damage from our frog friend here. Alright, let's go ahead and dish out some fire magic. Very low chance to hit, but very high damage if it does. Unfortunately, luck was not on our side there. Alright, Leticia, let's go ahead and dish out some thunder. Let's go ahead and use Hand Slap here. I doubt it will succeed, but it's worth a try. 81 damage. Alright, and that will do it for the battle. Here they are. Let's get these back home. Alright, White Flowers cleared. We gained 40 ability points there. Tud has mastered Steel Helm, and Yutulio has mastered Snake. Clan has leveled up to 8 due to gaining of some skill points here. Alright, let's go ahead and swap out some items here. Since Tud has mastered Steel Armor and Steel Helmet, we're going to go ahead and swap his weapon out for this one here, which will give us the ability to steal accessories, rings and what have you, that are worn by enemies. Now, Yutulio has also finished his ability. Let's see, what does he need? We have Panther, Bug, Snake, Bomb, and Plan. I do have access to Goblin now. Let's go ahead and start working on that. And now we also have the second battle. All the laws will be the same because we are on the same tile. And this is a 4-on-4 territorial defense battle. Going to include Tud here, since he still needs work on his ability. If we include Mont Blanc here, he will also finish his ability he's working on. Nektsu will finish working on weapon defense and night combo at the same time. And Fife can also use some work. Let's go ahead and make sure everyone's abilities are set up again here. Fighter combo and counter for Nektsu. Mont Blanc needs his counter back. And Tud will also need counter. Alright. So we have 3 characters that can use Air Render, 4 characters with counter, and 1 with black magic. Almost enough to be critical. Let's go ahead and throw out another Air Render here. If I succeed at throwing out an Air Render here, hitting the blue bug, the other character up to the top right will simply use heal. So instead, I'm actually going to attack the red bug here. May not be the most optimal play damage-wise, but it is the most optimal to avoid having to deal with an enemy all over again. Alright, let's see what he has in store for us here. He's going to put Kaif to sleep. And he has succeeded. Let's go ahead and throw out some magic here. With them standing in such close proximity, I won't be able to hit both of them. That is, if luck is on my side. Fantastic. Alright. The bug triggered counter, and we landed it successfully, taking one of the two blue bugs out of the combat. Unfortunately, as it was a counter, I do not get to choose the ending direction my character is facing in. Sometimes that can be devastating if you have a powerful enemy nearby. Alright, another counter triggered. Unfortunately, the blind did take effect, so my chance to hit is drastically reduced. 23% chance. As I expected. And no one else will be able to get close this turn. I'm expecting a Chocobo rush here. As expected. Chocobo rush. He will be able to hit all enemies in a little straight line in front of and behind him. I am genuinely surprised that Kaif was able to avoid taking damage there. Being blind increases the chance that he takes damage. So the fact that that did not occur is astounding, to say the least. Alright, let's go ahead and throw out some thunder magic here with any luck. This will be a hit. Alright. One good air render should end this fight. 44% chance to hit here. We missed. %23% chance to hit. Another miss. And Tud will not be able to get close enough to use any abilities here, so we will have to wait. I expect another Chocobo rush. Oh. Decided instead to put my characters to sleep. Unfortunately, that means it is down to Mont Blanc to finish this fight essentially by himself, as Kaif cannot see and the other two are asleep. We are successfully hitting with magic, so this should end the fight if successful. Alright, and another battle in the books. Oh, Geysa went well. Now, for the next one. We got 80 ability points and 4,000 gold there. Montblanc has mastered steel armor. Nexu, weapon defense and knight combo. We have freed Geysa Plains once again. Alright, so let's take a look at the abilities we can give to Nexu now. Nexu has Nurse, Defense, Weapon Defense, and Knight combo. There do not appear to be any at the moment. So let's go ahead and swap over here to Thief. There are a few abilities for Thief that I want to have on all of my primary characters. Let's go ahead and start working on Steel Helmet here. Actually, I'd rather have Gauntlets equipped for the extra damage and defense that they provide. We will keep everything the way it is as far as his secondaries go. Actually, change of plans. Nexu can start working on steel armor, because he does not have that. And Montblanc, who now does have steel armor, but does not have steel helmet, can start working on that. Fantastic. Alright, let's go back to the city here and see what other missions await. Swords in Cyril. Announcing the biggest event of the year, the Cyril Swordsmanship Competition. Test your strength and skill. Cyril Event Committee. We need a fencer in order to accomplish this. Amelia is up to the task. Alright, let's take a look at the next mission here. We're gonna go with a challenge. Yo, Clan Nutsy, you're quite popular lately. There's still time for you to join us at Clan Baham, or else. Mince, Deputy Clan Boss. Alright, so you need a negotiation level of 4 in order to accept this mission. I do believe we have that. We do indeed. We have the option to bring some mission items with us, and I do believe we shall. The soup here will increase our defense and resistance. Good to have. Bringing the crystal along will increase our weapon attack and our resistance. Another good item to have. Alright, and I believe this is a mission that will spawn, yes, on the map as an enemy. And they will simply wander around the map until you encounter them. Alright, I forgot, we did not do the Kadoan mission yet. So, brief sidetrack here while we complete this. Hey, that's the... You can't run forever, Ezel. Why don't you just turn yourself in quietly? No, I've never been good at sitting in one place for long. You've overestimated your ability to escape this time. Genius. Well, these things happen. Life wouldn't be any fun if you always won. Seize him, and feel free to break whatever you want. Just keep his head in one piece. Please, take it easy on me. I'm a sensitive man, you know. That guy's Easel? I have to save him. Alright, let's first start off by taking a look at the laws of this engagement. No use of charm or broadswords. Don't believe any of my characters currently use those. Taking a look at the enemies here, we have Theodoric, the defender. We have Leidenbach, the fighter. Gustav, the gladiator. Olint, the illusionist, that's it. We have Michael, the hunter, and Axel, the ninja. Now, Axel has a special ability to be able to wield two swords at the same time. Thus, he is wielding a katana and a knife. Now, the interesting thing to keep an eye out for here, given that our characters are currently working on the ability to steal armor and helmets, I would like to steal the Wygar from the hunter here, and the ninja gear from our ninja friend here. Those two are very powerful armors that will give us very important abilities going forward. Olint has a ring that can be stolen. Nothing particularly important from Gustav here. Their fighter is also wearing the same armor as Gustav. And Theodoric is wearing a plain iron piece here. Alright, so we have 3 characters that could potentially steal items. Now, due to Easel being our companion for this battle, we can only have up to 5 of our own characters, and our primary character, Tud, is a requirement for this battle. So, I'm going to proceed with the party that I have here. Unfortunately, Leticia will have to sit this one out. No use of charm and broadswords. I didn't look too closely at the weapons that the opponents had, but I do believe their defender may be using a broadsword. Water damage and silence. That's not good. Glad that failed to hit because Ezel does have a very important ability that has a chance to put all enemies to sleep. Block arrows, very good. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the enemies that I don't need anything from. Took their fighter down to about half health here. We're going to go ahead and morph into a snake. .48 damage. That puts Ezel at about half health. .42 damage to their defender here. So you were Easel Berber You were Easel Berber all along? Ah well, I guess the Moogle's out of the bag. Who are these guys? Why are they after you? Just a little misunderstanding about a job. I asked for 100,000 gil and they call me a gouger. 100,000? Yep, that's all it takes to make laws go away. Pretty cheap, really. It actually doesn't cost that much. When we do finally unlock the shop to be able to purchase anti-laws, it is much cheaper to trade with Ezel for those sorts of laws than it is to buy them from him, apparently. Alright, let's go ahead and toss out some magic here. Triggered a counter, and we missed. Hopefully Ezel is successful in putting them all to sleep here. Huzzah. Four out of 6. Olint has the ability to hit all enemies with magic. It is a percent-based chance, as most abilities are, but it looks like they will hit at least one of my characters, as Utulio's reflective ability, damage mitigation ability has gone off. %34% chance to hit here. I'm going to go ahead and use Kaif here to take out Gustav. 100% chance because he is asleep. And with a 100% chance, we may as well go ahead and turn their defender into a frog. And the best part about this is it does not count as a damaging ability, so it will not wake up the enemy. Go ahead and take out their fighter as well. 48 damage. I don't anticipate success with this attempted theft here, but it's always worth a try. 70% chance isn't bad. Alright, success. We stole the magic ring that their illusionist had equipped. Unfortunately, I cannot attack without hitting my ally here, so we will hold off on that for this turn. Ezel has gained another turn here. and another Azoth. Alright, their entire team is now asleep. We'll go ahead and remove the Illusionist. I now have a 100% chance to steal armor from their Hunter and Ninja. We will go ahead and turn their Ninja into a frog, because it's fun. Don't really need the armor that this enemy is wearing, but we will go ahead and take it just because it's here. A 100% chance. Weigar will teach our fighter characters Strike Back. Strike Back will prevent any melee combat damage and immediately attack back. Their ninja has woken up. He is a frog though, unable to use any actions other than melee attack. This may well kill him though. It did in fact. Luckily the armor he was wearing was not of any significance. Enzel still moving up. Let's go ahead and throw out an air render here. That will put their hunter in a critical health phase. %60 chance to turn their hunter into a frog. No success. Go ahead and throw another air render here. 72% chance to remove the hunter from combat. Alright, and that brings us to the final enemy here, who is more or less completely harmless. Go ahead and hand slap to end the combat again. 81 damage. Are you alright? I seem to be all here. Thanks for your help, eh? Where are my manners? I've not introduced myself. I am Ezel Berber, at your service. Yes, yes, I know who you are. I'm Tud. Had I more time, I'd love to thank you more properly. But as it is, I must be off. Someone else after you? Something like that. It's hard when everyone thinks of you as a genius. I heard that Numu call you an eccentric loony. They only say that because they are jealous. This, too, is a burden we geniuses must bear. Ezel Berber, I presume. The Judge Master himself? I'm honored. Huh? Mute's dad is the Judge Master? Might I ask you to come with me? I'd like to hear more about these anti-laws of yours. I must respectfully decline. Sorry, but judges rub me the wrong way. Ah, advanced law. Only the Judge Master can use those. If I use any ability at all, it's the slammer for me. I'm practically shaking in my boots. Ah, I'm glad you're familiar with advanced laws. Saves me the trouble of explaining them to you. And I do so dislike violence. Ezel. Ah, I was hoping to avoid this. But I suppose a demonstration wouldn't hurt. Behold, the anti-law. He can even stop an advanced law? Maybe he's smarter than I thought. Back to the palace! Ezel, was that an anti-law? Sure was. It nullified the Judge Master's law, allowing me to use whatever ability I wished. Wow, that's really something. Yes, you might say that. I'm really something. But to receive a visit from the Judge Master... Ezel, are you sure you're not getting in over your head? No, no, no. It is they who have crossed the line, making all their laws without asking us what we think. Besides, annoying the judges with anti-laws is fun. That reminds me, I should tell you about my store. Your store? You run a store? For trading law cards, yes. It's still hush-hush. If there's a card you're looking for, drop on by. Sure thing. Thanks, Ezel. And we will be stopping by in the near future to pick up some more cards. Anti-laws went well. Now for the next one. We've gained 40 ability points, a Thunder Robe, Magic Ring, and an R2 anti-law. Kaif has mastered Air Render, and our clan is leveled up. We've gained a new location, Eisenfield. We will go ahead and place that right here. And Swords in Cyril has been completed. Amelia here, Swords in Cyril was too easy. Another skill level up here. And we still have the Wandering mission up top here. Before we get too far here, let me go ahead and swap out Oh, Kaif is still working on counter. Okay. The blue mission does not have a time limit on it, so we are fine to engage in another combat beforehand. Swords and aim are forbidden in this combat. We have Mulat, the defender, Bellini, the white monk, Trevor, the white mage, Cyrus, the animist, and Numi, the warrior. Okay, Tud is in the thief role using a knife. Same with Montblanc and Nexu. Kaif is using a fist weapon. Getulio is not going to be using weapons at all. And Leticia is using a rapier. So no concerns here. Let's go ahead and start this combat. Let's go ahead and start off by attempting to disable their healer. I'm going to put the healer at about half health and prevent them from using any abilities. Actually, if I stand where I was about to go, I would block my thief from being able to stand there, so instead I'm going to move to the opposite side here and attempt to attack the Moogle. Success. We're going to go ahead and morph into a bug here. Or, I'm sorry, not a bug, a snake. Getulio has leveled up, now at level 11. I'm going to go ahead and move over here on Nexu. 54 damage, but only 50% chance to hit, so instead we will take the Moogle out of the battle. Unfortunately for them, their healer cannot act, so he will simply move and stop. Let's go ahead and throw another air render out here. This has a chance to be fatal. Most likely will just be critical. Three health remaining on Bellini. Will he attempt to heal himself? No, he will instead attempt to throw out an air render of his own. $19 damage to the mana points of Getulio. We will go ahead and remove the white monk from the battle here. Body Slam, a self-damaging ability, will trigger counter. All told, that enemy just took 53 damage. Their defender will now attempt to attack the Getulio, triggering his damage to mana points. Go ahead and throw out Slip Brain here. With any luck, this will be fatal. If not, it will be critical at the least. Alright, that leaves us with 2 enemies remaining here. Unfortunately, we are too far away to land a successful hit here, so we'll simply wait. Let's go ahead and turn... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use a different ability here. We're going to perform the ability Kiss with a 60% chance. This will charm and doom the enemy. We have succeeded. Charm is a permanent debuff, much like Poison Frog. We are too far away, so I will move 1 step closer instead. Let's go ahead and take the healer out. Not particularly sure what armor this enemy is wearing, but we will go ahead and attempt to steal it. We have stolen some bronze armor. That armor is worth 500 gold, by the way, if you decide to deal and sell that for yourself. Since Mulat has been charmed, he will simply move and end his turn. We are going to go ahead and use Poison Frog here. 70% chance. And that does not count yet as a hostile action. Unfortunately, we missed. Alright, now we have some characters close enough to actually deal some damage. Let's go ahead and bring his health down a bit. Not enough to put him into critical yet. Kaif will be able to finish this fight here. We'll go ahead and finish it off with an Ice Breath. .48 damage. That went well. Let's keep up the good work. 50 ability points. Kaif has mastered Counter. Alright, now Kaif has been freed up. He is no longer working on anything. Let's go ahead and change him over here. We're going to change him to a Defender. There's an ability that I would like to get for Kaif as a Defender here. He already has the weapon... Oh, actually, I don't think he does have the weapon damage plus. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that set on there, and we will start with Lohengrin. And what Lohengrin does is it gives the Aura ability. Enhances Aura to bestow auto life and auto regen. This will bring the character back to life upon death. Alright, and without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the combat here, decided to join Clan Baham, your clan title will change. You can either choose Join the Clan, which will essentially fail the mission for you, and it will pop back up in the pub to accept again, or you can choose the Engage option, which is what we are going to select. I believe this is a 4-on-6 combat, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, no, it is a 5-on-6. Let's see if anyone here has any unique armor. So their black mage, Lex, has a ring. Their white mage has a scarab. Ah, very important, yes. Their soldier has both plate mail and thief armlets. The thief armlets will increase the percentage to steel. Very important to get those early on. And Mori has the judo uniform. So in order of importance, I would say the soldier's armlets, the armor that the archer is wearing, and the 2 accessories that their casters are wearing. Alright, so looking at the abilities that are forbidden, the aim tree, which is used by the archer, and knight swords. Now I believe Kaif may be using a knight sword. Let's take a look here. Yes, Kaif is using a knight sword, so we will not be able to use any of Kaif's abilities. So that essentially makes it a 4-on-5 combat. Let's go ahead and start here. You're going to be history. We're not going to lose to any other clan. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove their thief from the combat as quickly as possible. I should double check their white mage to make sure she does not have any sort of revive abilities. Let's take a look here. She does not. So no fear of her bringing back enemies once we've removed them. Let's go ahead and use Fire Whip anyway, just to be on the safe side. Unfortunately, the disable effect did not take effect. I'm gonna go ahead and simply wait here. Let's morph into a snake with Utulio. Bernardo, the thief, is going to attempt to attack Utulio. Damage mana points will trigger. 14 damage to the mana points. Mori will perhaps attempt a regular attack here. He has attempted to shoot at Leticia, but she has block arrows equipped, so she will not take any damage here. Let's take a look at the options here. I can steal accessory. Let's go ahead and steal their white mage's accessory. We have succeeded and stolen a scarab. Now, that is a rewarded action. It is counter to one of the actions that is forbidden in this combat. So every time we do that, we will receive a benefit. Now, does Tud have the steel accessory? Yes, Tud does have that. Let's go ahead and steal this accessory from their black mage. Oop, accessory, not helmet. 83% chance of success here. Alright, we have stolen a magic ring. That simply leaves the armor that the archer is wearing and the accessory that their soldier has. counter was triggered there, and 39 damage was dealt to the soldier as a result. Alright, let's attempt to steal the accessory from the soldier here. 75% chance, and we failed. Had I been able to get close enough with any of the other characters, I would have chosen to steal from the soldier first. However, due to range constraints, we find ourselves in a sort of predicament here. If the soldier attempts to melee attack too many of my characters before I can steal from them, we will lose our ability to do so. Kelly the White Mage is going to carelessly attempt to attack my thief here and take critical damage. We have leveled up on our thief here. Not yet dealt any damage to their thief, so we will attempt Poison Frog here with any success. That will remove him from the battle. Unfortunately, we did not get Poison Frog, but we did get the poison effect, at least. Alright, let's go ahead and take out the healer here. $41 damage. Melee attack against Kai. Oh, no. Attempting to steal money instead. Since that does not count as an attack, it will not trigger a counterattack. An arrow from the archer here will trigger damage mana points. Alright, let's attempt another theft here. Perhaps we can steal the bracers. 88% chance of success. Alright. We now have ourselves a pair of thief armlets. We won't be able to equip those until the end of the combat, but they will help us out a lot in the future. Let's see if we need the armor from the soldier. Need, not necessarily, but it is worth quite a lot, so definitely worth taking it. Let's go ahead and throw out an air render here. 61 damage. High chance that this is fatal. Otherwise critical. Alright. That leaves us with 2 enemies that we need to steal from. Self-damaging attack. Backdraft. 71 damage, and 17 to himself. Alright, let's see if we can steal the armor. 88% chance. We have taken the plate mail. I'm going to go ahead and use the Aura ability here. It doesn't count as an attack, so it will not trigger a penalty from the judge. go ahead and turn their archer into a frog. 60% chance to do so. We've succeeded. Alright, I'm now going to attempt to disable their soldier, preventing any further damage from them. 24 damage, putting them at critical health, and disabling them. The thief on the enemy team is poisoned, so it did take some damage there, and will now attempt to hit my elementalist, succeeding and putting her at critical health. Archer Frog will now move forward and attempt to attack my defender, who has counter. Counter has been triggered, and we missed. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to remove the soldier here. We have succeeded. Due to his dialogue, he has not yet fallen to the ground. How? How could I lose? Because of the power of friendship, my friend. Alright. Still no action can be taken by Kaif, so we will simply retreat here to be out of the way. Alright, let's go ahead and attempt to steal the armor from Mr. Frog here. 75% chance. And we have succeeded in stealing the judo uniform. Alright, and that concludes all of the items that I needed from this combat, so we can go ahead and finish this swiftly. .42 damage here with a Thunder Spell. Unfortunately, we missed. And I think Hand Slap is going to end the battle once again. That makes 3 battles in a row that we ended with a Snake's Hand Slap. Oh, I somehow completely forgot that the thief was still here. Let's go ahead and attempt to disable their thief. Alright, unable to perform any actions other than movement, their thief has decided to simply run away. My defender will simply wait here. And let's go ahead and throw out an air render here to end the battle. .58 damage is critical here. I wonder if other clans will come with their challenges. Mission cleared. Alright, challenge cleared. We've leveled up our negotiation, and we have a new clan member. Cessair, the warrior. Alright, and that will bring us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Or check me out on Twitch and toss me a follow for more. Alright, until next time.